All right, let's talk about employee benefits. So when it comes to setting up benefits for your employees, employers have a lot of options. The most common are medical, dental, and vision. Employers can also set up things like short-term or long-term disability, life insurance, HSA, FSA, dependent care FSA. So employers have a lot of options. If an employer wants to allow employees to take any deductions pre-tax, they need to set up a Section 125 plan. This is really easy, and it's not something that needs to be filed with the IRS, just something that needs to be created and kept on file. Once that's in place, the employer can allow employees to do pre-tax salary deferrals to pay those benefits. Keep in mind, S-Corp owners are not allowed under any circumstance to take advantage of those pre-tax benefits. Normally, for an S-Corp owner, the business will pay for the benefits, and then that amount gets recorded as taxable wages on the owner's W-2. It's not subject to all taxes though, so make sure you use the right code when you get there. So going back to benefits, when you are setting up the benefits, you will probably need to determine how you want to take that amount from your employees. If you have a monthly payroll, it's very easy. You figure out the monthly costs, and that's how much you deduct from each employee each pay period. If you're semi-monthly, it's also very easy. You take the monthly cost divided by 2, and that's how much you take per check. But it can get a little bit hairy when we start talking about weekly and bi-weekly pay schedules. So for weekly pay schedules, there's 52 paychecks in a year, which means for most of the months there will be 4 paychecks, and then for 4 months out of the year there will be 5. For bi-weekly, there are 26 paychecks in the year, which means that for 10 months out of the year, each employee will get 2 checks, and 2 months out of the year they will get 3 checks. So if you opt to do benefit deductions on every single check, the monthly amount that the employee owes will not match their monthly contributions, but after the course of a full year, they will equal. But what happens is if an employee terminates their benefits early or terminates their employment, then you do have to figure out the monthly cost that the employee owes, the year-to-date amount that they owe, and the year-to-date amount they have paid to figure out what needs to go on their final check. The way you do that, a couple of ways. You can work with your benefits broker to figure out what the employee's monthly cost is for each benefit. You can also take the per pay period amount, multiply it by the number of pay periods in the year, so 26 for bi-weekly or 52 for weekly, and divide that by 12, and that will give you the monthly cost. Then you need to multiply that monthly cost by the number of months that they had coverage. Normally, coverage will extend through the end of the month if they terminate. So if the employee terminates, for example, on April 15th, you can assume they have coverage through the end of April. That would be 4 months. So take the monthly, multiply it by 4. Then look at your payroll records to see how much the employee has contributed for each benefit. Take the amount due and subtract the amount paid, and then you get the variance. Now, if you have a positive variance, that means the employee still owes you money. If your variance is negative, that means you owe the employee money back. So when you're setting up benefit deductions, I always suggest to only take even amounts per month. So if you're weekly, only do the first 4 checks a month. If you're bi-weekly, only do the first 2 checks a month. And that way it's very easy. If they've done 1 check, they've done half, and you don't have to do a full reconciliation. But at the end of the day, you always have the option, if you want to just do it every single pay period, just keep in mind that you may have to do a quick reconciliation if someone terminates coverage or terminates their employment. Whew, that's a lot. If you have questions about payroll or anything related to payroll, anything that goes into payroll or anything that touches payroll, please don't hesitate to reach out. Love to chat with you. You can also find us online at valorpayrollsolutions.com.